G'day, punters. Welcome to Cox Plate Day. What a cracking card. We're going to be running race by race. We're going to skip through a couple just because I haven't done them and I don't like them on first look. So, Rail True, weather's going to be okay. Uh, we've got Friday night racing. They're in the True as well, and I predict they'll stay in the True. So it will be a definite watch and act, but I'm just going to look for horses up on speed and up and in under the rail or close to the rail, and yeah, just let it unfold the way it should. Um, let's get cracking. Race one, handicap, 1,000 meters. Not a bad race to kick things off here. It's going to be a little bit of pace in front here. Katsu, Red Hot Nick, Unflinching, Acromantula, Philosopher, Thrilled, Holy Racket, all going to be pushing up. Even Ashford Street, the last couple have been up on speed, so I could see it doing that too. I have I've got it's a races I reckon I've backed every horse in this, so it's really hard to push anything at the start here. I'm gonna I didn't like Katsu's last jump out. I thought it was quite average. I thought it could have gone better. Do you forgive Ashford Street? I don't think you can. I think it was a horrid run. Philosopher's jump outs have been good, and we know this horse loves the track and distance. Barrier four should find the good card in, good spot. Thrilled, I reckon was ridden upside down. I think it should have won. It was unlucky, as we know. It's been fours into 370 on Wednesday already. Ashford Street 19s into 13s early with the tab. So, yeah, I think you can go Thrilled, Philosopher. Olympic has gone back to the jump outs and been good. I have marked Philosopher's jump out as an A, so if it brings that, I think it can win. Been a huge fan of the horse, so cracking start. I'm going to take on Katsu. I think it's come up a touch short at $4.80, the top thing, but yeah, I think Philosopher at $7 you can have something on. I think Thrilled you can have something on. Other than that, yeah, Acromental has gone to the jump out since a couple of bad runs and gone well too. But yeah, Philosopher and Thrilled to kick off the yeah first race two here, Group 3, 1,200 meters. As I try and bring them up, a little bit disorganized, so bear with me. Race two, we've got I got a Casara leading with Brand Jam, Wolfgang, and Bostel behind them. Pisces could be three wide, no cover, bit of creek and winner's edge out the back, but they could easily push up with inside draws. I do have a Bostel on top. I just thought last start it wasn't in the A ground. It's coming out of the right race, I feel, with Angel Capital race. SP'd $8 that day. You know, public attention, Feroce, Private Life around 1-2 in the Caulfield Guineas. I just think it's the right way to go. Maybe 1,400 wasn't its go last start. Back to the 12. I'm going to give it a tick. Jump out since has been good. I'm not raving about it, but yeah, good enough. Blake Shin goes on board, replacing Jamie Carr. You know, that's a little upgrade. Going well, Shinny. $3.40, right price. Can easily get involved. Casara, it's coming out of the Switzerland race and Gaspy's races. Just didn't like its last 150 meters. Really gave up. Was that because it was second up? Possibly. This is a little bit easier, but yeah, I just didn't like it. I think it just, yeah, just didn't like the last 150. Go make your own mind up. Go and have a look. Winner's Edge comes out of a Bendigo run. It was a nice win. Brand Jam coming out of a maiden at Moonee Valley, so does have track and distance, but yeah, it's a maiden. Pisces jump out nice. Bit of creek background to bend will probably help it, but pretty happy to be with Bo Stow or Bo Susto, Bo Susto, Bozusto. you're an AFL fan, fucking hell, I should have known with these colours. So yeah, happy to be with Bazasto at $3.40. Race three here as I go through my notes. I'm not keen at all. It's basically, if Anise is any good, it probably wins on first look, going off the ratings, but I can't be entertaining. Race four, basically maiden horses and benchmark 64s. I think these will be on English digitals in the coming years. They're just nothing spooks out to me. So we'll go to race five here, the Group 3, 40 meters. So it'd be good race to analyze over and over for the Cox Plate, lanes and all that. Just keep them in mind. So race five here, got Smoke and Romans leading from gear up, should come across and sit outside. Future History should hunt up from 3 and sit in a nice handy spot. Promises kept and Mr. Waterville there. Kingswood, I feel, can hunt right up here and possibly sit behind leaders. Maybe I'm just not giving it a lot of the early speed maps I'm seeing that it's going, not as quick out, but I think you've just got to use it. If the inside's okay, they're going to use it with Johnny Allen. And second to none in Kettle Hill out the back. In saying that, Gear Up's coming from 2,400 back to 2,000. I wasn't with this horse last start. I was keen to take it on. Now back to 2,000. Now it's sat 3 wide, no cover for the first 1,200 metres at Caulfield. That's not ideal. Finally found its spot, and it got beaten a fair way. I did a lot of work in a race that leaders held on in that race. Fancy Man finished third. I think it finished fifth in the Caulfield Cup. So there's a bit of form out of this. I think back to 2,000 is going to suit now. 0.17 off Positivity, Future History, St. George. St. George goes around Friday night. Positivity goes around Friday night, who was in the Caulfield Cup and in the market, you could say, in, 12, 13 bucks. So, he hasn't trained off here. He's fourth up. I think he's going to go, I think he's found the right race here, 2,000 tick. Of the other Future History, I think his runs were really good. He's first and second up. The Heatherly, and then the Naturalism, and then went to the Metrop, which is the form races. Unusual Legacy broke down today in the Geelong Cup, so it's hard to get a gauge on that. But it's coming out of the right races. Sat on speed. Horses did swoop that day. I forgive eight lengths. Back the Melbourne way. This horse was going really well last prep, so cannot let this go round without knowing. Second to none, 750 in the $5 already. Little unlucky in the Seymour Cup, only beaten 2.5. Could have finished a lot closer. May have won as well. You never know. Stock States run was really good. It is a back marker though, so it's hard to really assess. Kingswood, really good win. Got the perfect run last start. Winning the Group 3, coming from a benchmark 78. That was huge. I took it on and got burnt, but won the Group 3 last start. Barrier 1, if it's okay, I can see this horse being pretty competitive in a very, very average race. Other than that, Future History. Well, as I said last prep, he was going super. He ran well at Moonee Valley, 2,000 metres, and Moonee Valley. So can forgive. Can follow. Smoke and Romans. Don't know if he's just back to that Caulfield Cup form yet. Blinkers go on, Mr. Waterfall as well. He jump outs have been okay. Other than that, I'm gonna probably have a bet here on gear up at around $5.50. Race 6 is a race that I'm not too keen at the moment to dive into. I was with Politely Done last week before it got scratched. So, early favourite, $3.30. Have to dive deeper. Race 7 here is the Group 2, 1,200 metres. This is not a bad sprint here. considering there's a lot of sprint races on this time of year, or last week. They were saying the best, what was it, 24 sprinters were up in Sydney. Interesting. But I got Salou leading from Oscar's Fortune. Tal Braga will be thereabouts. Barraquil should be thereabouts as two. Mornings and Glory should hunt up from three. Party could be three wide, no cover. Riding its tails will be I am Unstoppable. Extra two will be near the rear. Three pairs back, and I am Inferno will be near the back. I'm going to be with Oscar's Fortune here. I was with it first up. I loved its run. I just thought it was going pretty well. Yeah, just found, I think it goes better leading. And if I can sit outside leader, this is going to be even better. D lane stays, barrier 7 comes across. Yeah, he just got out and there was not much turn of foot. And then last 100, there was something there. I just think condition gave away. Second up, not my sort of thing to go into, but I'm going to be with it. Yeah, I just think he's the clear horse in the race. His form just reads hell of a lot better than a lot of these. Uh, as I said, Benedetta, Climbing Star, I Am Me, Overpass, who won last week. Amelia's Jewel ran in the King Charles, Bella Nipotina won a Everest. Ripcord ran well last week. So, yeah, I think it's a bet at $3.30. Mornington Glory went back to the jump outs and, oh no, went in the Scalacci, was unlucky, not tested, and that was out of the Oscar Fortune race. So, be wary. It is $5 into 440 off that. So yeah, a lot of unlucky horses coming into this have been backed early. So yeah, I just don't know if he's in the right form lines. I know he won a Group One Moya, but Hayasugi, Lady Camelot, Estrella, well, he ran fourth. He's won the Millennial Sprint at Caulfield last week, which reads well. But yeah, I don't know. Hard. It's going to get the gun run. Yes, the party's going to be three wide, no cover. He was okay. I am stoppable. A little bit unlucky. Probably should have won with any luck. Tal Braga for Julius Sandu Yard. Didn't like its trial. You can put that in the bin. Probably wins by 5 now because I'm potting it, but I know it's $23, but I did not like its jump outs. Barry Quill got the perfect run at the Valley and, yeah, saluted. Can follow. Extra two, three wide, no cover. Wasn't in the right lanes either, so you can definitely forgive it at $18. And if the insides are a place to be in barrier 1, it's going to be a tick. Barry Quill, I think it's come up pretty short in a Group 2 race, and it's basically a benchmark, 100. Coming out at an 84, perfect run, Moonee Valley. So you can probably take it on maybe, but yeah, pretty keen. Oscar's Fortune. Race 8, the Group 2, 1600 Waterford Crystal Mile. Could call this Eclipse Edge. Not a bad race here. We get to see Royal Champion again, who, yeah, I don't think was suited with 1400, where it's a 2000 metre horse. Gets to 1600 now. I thought he was strong through the line. His last 50 to then 100 metres past the post, he was really getting into his gears. So it tells me he wasn't really fit and didn't suit the 1400. Gets to 1600 now, so definitely keep it on side. Super Razi comes out of a race where it ran on against the bias, which I love to see, and going well without winning. So definitely can follow at $13. Plenty of ammo, unlucky, strong through the line as well. I thought it comes out of the same race as World Champion. It's, yeah, strong through the line, has come up 450 and is the mover. Nugget 6 into 480 is the biggest move on the Wednesday. Gets the blinkers back on. It's he's a good horse. Probably, yeah, he's a hard horse to assess. He was 5 lengths off a Stradbroke. 3 lengths off a Tramway, who Royal Patronage won, who, goes to a Cox Plate. Amelia's Jewel, spoke about it before. Then the Epsom, it was C.O. Wolf, who came out and won the King Charles next. It's coming out of the right races. It said it ran on, but really it didn't. It was just one pace. think it's going to suit the 1600. Barrier 6, J Mac. Massive upgrade from Dylan Gibbons. You can easily follow. Light infantryman was 3 wide, no cover. Cirillo Miss has track and distance form, but I think we can have a little play here on Nugget. Not a big go because it's a hard race to assess for me. Poison Chalice comes out of a Caulfield win, but up in grade. Rumble again, flying under the radar a little bit here. Yeah, coming out of the Group 3, Group 2 races and just keeps finding the line well. Ran on a little bit against the bias last start. You can get good odds at $31. He does suck me in every time for a bet, but yeah, I think Super Razi can have a little play and Nugget. All right, race 9, Cox Plate, Group 1, 24, 40 metres. I reckon this is a cracking edition. Some people are saying it's not. This is a very even Cox Plate. I'm going to go through each runner. It is a cracking edition, I feel. There's a lot of different angles. There's a lot of what ifs can happen here. We're going to go number 1, Mr. Brightside. I've renamed this horse the Fields of Omar of the day. He's just a war horse. He keeps on giving. Now, his first up was a great win. Oh, sorry, second up in the Mackay Diva. Then I just feel the Moonee Valley and Caulfield runs, they've just let him roll and without really giving him a gut buster, just chasing, but not really, let's go to the floor and really whip the hell out of it and get the win. I just thought he's been soft. They've really looked after this horse now, and this is its grand final. So he gets the gun run. He's going to be like last year. He's just going to get the good suck. And you cannot take this horse on and say he can't win. He's going to give it almighty shake. It's going to be a bit like last year. I think he's going to be right up there with 100 to go. Prognosis, number 2, all the way from Japan/Hong Kong. I'll back this horse from 11s right down to the $4. I just think he brings the right form with Romantic Warrior. He's, especially the Chartier runs, like the 28th of the 4th, the Group 1 Queen Elizabeth Cup, walked out. Probably its worst leaving the barriers. It just sort of walked out. Made a mid-race move from the 1200-meter mark. Sat 5th, 3 wide, no cover. Finished off 0.5 off Romantic Warrior. Just a jockey. I don't know what he was doing that. And then back in December in the International Day, jumped out okay. Just jockey looked after. It was a horrid ride. No luck. 1 length off Romantic Warrior. Now, Romantic Warrior, I don't think we saw the best of it last year. I think we just saw enough to say he is a champion. He failed first up and then, just found a way. Good horses find a way. And I think this horse, if he brings its 100, if it brings its best, the camp are happy with the horse. It can definitely win. They've gone to the Horse Whisperer to get him out of the gates better. I think if he jumps good enough and he's within striking distance, I think he wins. It's as simple as that. Best horse, brings a lot of different form lines, brings, races from Tokyo, Japan. Man, if any, like he won a 2,000-meter Kinko show by 5 lengths. If any Japan horse, we know what they've done in the past, comes over with any sort of talent, they just brain him. It just depends where he lands mid-race. He has the rating to be good enough, and he's can win. Kovalika, I don't know. I can't even remember the last time it won a race. It's probably when it won the Queensland Derby a couple of years ago. But I'm very shocked that it's in the race. Not even going to talk about it because I think it finishes last. Royal Patronage, he's going well. Shouldn't be in the race. Surprised the committee let it. Just going to leave that alone. Docklands wasn't really giving this horse much of a push. On the tab, it reads $81 into $19. I hope that is right because $81 is utterly stupid, but 19 is still worth a bet, I think, here. 2 lengths off Blue. Yeah, 2 lengths off Blue Stocking, who's gone out and won the Arc. That was last start. Horses that have finished in front of Docklands have all won in the big group ones in European. Now, he was 11 lengths off. I just think he walked out and we didn't see the best of him. And it was his first time to 2,000 metres. Now, he is questionable at 2,000, but he sat last, tried to get into the race, and just, yeah, it was quite hard. So, yeah, if you go up his Queen Anne's and, his Ascot runs, he's right in this race at $19. But the 2,000 is the only question mark. He will find a really good spot here. He could really sit right behind leaders. He could be the one that drags a lot of these horses into the race with another one. But yeah, brings a lot of X factor and can't wait. Pride of Jenny, dislike the owner and don't want the horse to win because of the owner. But let's talk about the horse mainly and leave the owner out of it. Uh, she comes out of the King Charles race last. So yeah, last year the King Charles winner was Fangirl and second was Mr. Brightside. Fangirl was unlucky. Some people said it should have won a Cox Plate, and Mr. Brightside ran second on a 7-day backup. Both of this. This is the only horse coming out of a 7-day backup. Yes, they've gone probably 6 lengths faster than last year's King Charles, but we know what this horse did in the Queen Elizabeth, and yeah, they're going to probably opt the same tactics. I know the owner came out and said they're going to tweak the tactics. There, he's not doing that. He's trying to catch them all off guard to get away with a soft victory, but he could. It's going to lead like first up. Forgive. I thought it was okay. Second up, we saw her real best, but it was on a track that didn't suit heavy nine. The Fian, well, she just got her own way up front. I don't think Brightside was really pushed to win that. And then last start, look, a lot of people saying Meiju Beale, costed the race and all this sort of stuff, but it still went the same times up front. It had its chance. It looked gone in the corner. 1,600, I don't think, is its pet distance. 2,000 is. The only way this horse gets beat if someone takes it on. Is that Royal Patronage? Is that why Gay Waterhouse has put it in? I don't know. But yeah, if it gets a soft lead, it's going to take some running down. It definitely runs a top three. Put it in your tries, your Quinellas, your first fours, because it will run a drum. Has a good figure to win it. I think it just depends who sits second and drags the rest into the race. That's the biggest question for me. Via Sistina, well, coming out of the right race, Buckaroo out of the Turnbull. Buckaroo should have maybe arguably won the Caulfield Cup. Yeah, first up was a nice win. Second up, just didn't like the heavy. Soft six last start. Yeah, won I believe against the track conditions. Gets a good track. I was really rating this until what happened on Tuesday. It's got to have some sort of effect. Like he did, I know the horse did 2 laps full pelt around, but it didn't have a jockey on board. So that's a good 55 kilos that it didn't have on. So, it might have been just a run in the paddock that it would have had. If it runs, you got to trust them that it's going well and it's had no ill effect. If it doesn't, it's a dead set contender. But yeah, I think market will tell you. And obviously a scratching in the morning. But yeah, he's hard. She's the one that's hard to put a finger on and what happened on Tuesday. But if that didn't happen, she'd be definitely in the top three. She's a great horse. She just needs to bring that and she'll win it. Broadsiding, the 3-year-olds here, tough read. J Mac got a little bit wrong, found the rail, then got off, widest runner, a little bit unlucky, went down by 1.25. I thought he was quite easy on the horse with about 50 to go. Through the line wasn't as strong. Its numbers, needs to improve a lot, but with a lightweight, barrier 8, I can't see them really rolling forward. I can see them maybe just sitting back and trying to use the others to bring it into the race, but they want a Group 1. They want to put this off to stud. They need to win this. They didn't get it in the Caulfield Guineas, so interesting what they do with this horse. Will they try and use Pride of Jenny to get across? I reckon they should, and if they can sit, second, they can definitely run a drum. Evaporate, real interesting runner. Uh, Sat wide, hit the line well, through the line, had enough. It's been a long prep. Now, it's hard for me. It wasn't going to the race. It was going to go to the carbine. Did Daddy step in and tell the boys, hey, you got to run it because you're not going to get a chance like this again? I don't know. Been up since July. I'm not going to be with it. I'm not going to say it runs second or third. It's a long prep for this horse, and it's an afterthought. This, and it's not ideal. Can't wait to see this horse next prep. Would have loved to it not been in the Cox Plate for the next prep because I think it can go to a new level. But 49 and a half, barrier 6. They can also use Pride of Jenny to get across. But yeah, so I'm going to have prognosis on top with Pride of Jenny to run second, Via Sistina third, Mr. Brightside fourth. Docklands is the one that I'm going to be really keeping an eye on. The family's coming out, Harry Eustace. So his brother's coming back from Hong Kong. The mum and dad have flown over. So they must rate it. So, yeah, prognosis a win, especially for all my futures betting. If you want to be part of the community, please DM me. I do run a WhatsApp group. You can put all your thoughts, your bets. You get my thoughts and bets. It's all free. I do this all for free and the love of it. So please, if you want to get more info and see how I go during the week, tipped in interpretation in the Geelong Cup in a each way play, and yeah, lobbed nice second. So come aboard if you want to join. Lucky last, race 10. Interesting race to finish, 20-40 meters. I think the winner is going to be either Little Minx and Firestorm. Just coming out of the right races. Little Minx first up. This yard normally has them fit and going first up, so second up now. Should find a really good spot from 8. We'll be back. 20-40 should suit. You're getting $8 to find out. Blake Shin, he could roll forward on it. You never know with Shinny. Yeah, he looks a bet. But Firestorm's the one I do have on top and probably going to have a play here. Garden Run comes out of the Epsom. Thought his last 100 was really good. He was sort of plodding and going nowhere and then hit the line well. Comes out of, this is basically a benchmark 90 race. Was winning benchmark 80 races and running on. So from 4, I hope Lane uses this and, yeah, can find a really good spot. And then we can end the day and the favourite and, yeah, have a crack, I reckon. Molly Bloom didn't like the run that it came out of, the Epsom. Sort of was going all right and then just, I don't know if the jockey sat up or it just had enough. Going with that. Yeah, Firestorm's 370 into 340, so you can easily follow that. Private Legacy, yeah, it ran on, but it was definitely in the lane, so you got to keep an eye on that. Third up should improve. If lane 1's okay, definitely going to have to have a look at this at $5. Bessalina, Livermore, One Dream, One Soul, Chariot, all coming out of the Cranbourne. No, thank you. But yeah, pretty keen to have a bet here, Firestorm, to end it. That's the race by race quick previews. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have a cracking Cox Plate. Massive week coming up after that. We got your derbies, you got your cup, you got your Oaks, and your Champions Day. Hopefully, I'm going to have a few podcasts out. But yeah, good luck. And yeah, hopefully we find the winner.